Okay, I hope that's good enough. Anyway, hey y'all. Yes, I deleted my live from this morning because I was just going on a rant. I was on. But you know what? I was told by someone close to me that what I should do is do another video where I tell my autism story. So that's what I'm going to do. Not this time, but that's what I'm going to do. I am going to do one video that's just me talking about each story. One video talking about the autism story, and one video talking about my meningitis story. So that way it won't seem like it's all over the place. But anyway, I'm sitting here and I'm going over my German. I'm learning German, and I have to say it in just about every video that this is a hobby of mine. I do not use this in any way to try to top anybody, compete with anybody, or anything like that. It's just a hobby of mine. It's just something I love to do. That's it. Period, point blank. It's not me trying to prove a point. It's not showing my education level because I'm only a high school graduate. And yeah, so der Schmetterling, der Schmetterling, der Schmetterling, der Bus, der Bus, der Hund. I don't know. Let's see. I'll look it up. Das Buch. Das Buch. Buch. Like in German, the CH is like, it's at the back of the mouth. It's like, das Buch. Hi. F for Tadits. Brian. Hello. Welcome in. I hope y'all give me the thumbs up. Even if you just come in for a split second, give me the thumbs up if you can. Das Fahrrad. Das Fahrrad. Das Fahrrad. So right now what I'm doing is just going over my German while my son is inside having his music lesson. Portuguese, no, but you know what? That is one that I really wanted to study at one time, and I couldn't find a lot of information on Portuguese. I couldn't find a lot of learning tools on Portuguese. Like I every once in a while I would find maybe a little something, but it wasn't to the extent of what I wanted. I'm good. How are you? Yamaya? Yamai? Oh, you was born in Brazil. Nice. I hope I didn't chop up your name too bad. I'm sorry. Der Ballon. Der Ballon. Thank you. I hope you have a good day. Oh, you're in the USA? I'm in the USA. That's bet. That's bet. Tell me this. Okay, you speak Portuguese. Do you enjoy learning other languages, or you just learn English? Because I have seen a lot of people that their native tongue is something else, but they also speak a lot of good English. But when it comes to a lot of like English speakers, It's very seldom you will find somebody that speak other languages. Of course, here and there you're going to get people that say, yeah, I speak Spanish, but like multiple languages. Diabol, diabol, diabol. And plus, I run into a lot of people that as soon as they see that I practice different languages, they always have to let it be known, like, I speak other languages too. I speak other languages. And it's like, okay, it's not that serious. I was just saying that I like to learn other languages. I wasn't saying, like, you speak English fluently. You know what? I could tell just by the way you're commenting. See, with me learning languages, I get very nervous when I'm trying to communicate. Even though I can know the language, I can read it, I can interact, I can watch movies, listen to podcasts in that language. But for some reason, every time someone notices that I understand them, they start speaking faster, and it makes me nervous. It makes me just kind of lock up because I'm nervous that I'm going to say the wrong thing. But I come from, you want to learn Mexican Spanish and Japanese. And see, that's the thing. When I started learning Spanish, I found out that I was learning the wrong type of Spanish to communicate with my husband's family. My husband's family speak Mexican Spanish, and I was learning Spain Spanish at one time. So to this day, sometimes I still get some of the words mixed up. And, I have to hurry up and check myself before I get laughed at or whatever. But I come from a community where I won't say it's frowned upon, but it's more like, if somebody in my community notices that you're doing something that's different, or that you're learning something, they automatically, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people take it as a competition. Like they feel like they have to beat you at it, or they have to say they know more than you. In my community, if I say, oh, last year I cut 3 people's yards all summer and I made good money off of them. I come from a community where somebody will come up and say, oh, that's all? I cut 5. And you be like, you never mentioned that before. So why all of a sudden So that's the same thing with me with language learning. It's like, as soon as I state, let somebody know, like, I love learning languages. And they'll say, oh, how many? Or they'll say this, I bet you don't know how to say this. Like, it turns into this whole I'm gonna test you type of thing. And it turns into when I get around other people, I'm gonna tell them how many languages I know. So at one point I felt like I had to speak up for myself. But now I just look at it as, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. They've all got it. They've all got it. They've all got it. Because sometimes people will actually try to catch me up, and they'll say, if they see that I'm trying to learn German, they'll say, oh, I speak Chinese. And then when you say, oh, ni hao, then they're like, yeah, and I speak Spanish. And you say, oh, come on, stop. And they stuck again. So it's like, why? Why did you use it as a competition? Sweet Ree. Hey, Sweet Ree. Das Flugzeug. Flugzeug. Das Flugzeug. That happens to you too? You know what? I wish that didn't happen like that, because it really makes you lock up a little bit sometimes. If you're around people who you feel like are automatically competitive or automatically looking for you to make a mistake so that they can overly correct you, it makes you just kind of back away. And I wish it wasn't like that. I wish they had a community. They might have one, But I wish they had a community for people who genuinely love to learn languages. And it's just what they love to do. That's what I wish. Ditiere. Ditiere. It kind of sounds like dirt in Spanish. In Spanish, it's tierra. So it's sometimes I get my Spanish and my German kind of mixed up because I know more Spanish than I do German. But I want to get to the point where I know the equal amount, if that makes any sense. You just start talking to someone. I know, right? Like, okay, let's just move on over here and let's just start talking about something else or to someone else. Like, de Vashmakrit. I'm still getting used to the W making the V sound, V, and the CH is like Vach, Smart, Creed, Cried, Was Mark cried. So it kind of sound like marker. Das was Markried. Das was Markried. I'm gonna keep practicing that one, so I'm gonna put that one to the side, y'all. Because that's not the word that I initially learned for crayon. Let me see if I have it on me. I learned another word for crayon, so that's why I'm looking like maybe I need to go over that one again. Oh yeah, it's pretty hard, and I think people make me feel some type of way when they dismiss the fact that I love learning languages, because they make it sound like it's easy peasy, anybody could do it, whatever. And it's like, don't downplay my hard work. Don't downplay me being up at night studying and trying to get in a certain amount of vocabulary each day and trying to maintain it. Don't downplay what I do. It kind of made me, now since I opened up here on YouTube about learning languages, yeah, German is very hard, but it's so worth it, I believe. But after I opened up about learning languages, I noticed that, people make little comments, and then some people will actually go back and do a video on their own where they're kind of shooting shots at you or whatever and making little comments about you. It made me feel like, did I make a mistake by expressing my love for language? Because and that's one of my main issues is I already have to get over a few things as far as my learning goes, because I'm trying to block so people can't see where I am. But I already have to deal with enough with being a meningitis survivor and learning basically how to do everything all over again. So to have people downplay what I have accomplished, it really hurts my feelings. You didn't know how to say, can I go to the bathroom? And you know what? That's one of the things my Spanish teacher made me learn how to say when I was in high school. Das ato. Das ato. That was like one of the things in our high school Spanish class. Our Spanish teacher would say, if you have to go to the bathroom, you have to say that you need to use the restroom in Spanish, or you have to at least say the word bathroom in Spanish. I think bathroom in German is Badzimmer. Badzimmer. I don't have it with me, but Badzimmer, I think is it. And I know that bathtub is Baravana, because all last week I was going over how to say I'm cleaning. So I was learning how to say, like, I'm cleaning the window, or I'm cleaning the bathtub, or I'm cleaning the toilet. And that's what I was going around the house practicing all last week, is how to say I'm cleaning. And then I would add on the object with it. So what I'm going to do probably next week is show you guys how I have Post-it notes around the house to remind me to practice it every day. And what I do is I go around the house every day and I just look at the Post-it note and say it, say it, say it, say it. And then I added on ishputza, I'm cleaning, and just say what the Post-it note says. So I did the same thing when I was learning Spanish too. And I'm hoping it helps me. Diente, diente, the duck. And then in German they say for rabbit, they say quack. So it's like you're making a duck sound to say rabbit. It's quack. You use translator? I use translator a lot. It's a big help. Pato. Duck is pato in Portuguese. And in Spanish, bird is pájaro. Pájaro. So it's kind of close. Pato, pájaro. But that's for duck. Diente, diente, diente. De mantel, de mantel, the coat. You think I should try to learn a little bit of Portuguese? Bird in Portuguese is pássaro. Pássaro. Am I saying it right? Pássaro. So it's kind of like pájaro. Pájaro, pássaro. So I'm thinking if I go ahead and splurge on getting that little, but the only thing I don't like is that the little course that I saw for Portuguese, it was only for basic. They didn't have any more than that. Passo. Gotcha. Pájaro. Pássaro. 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 Should I get into Portuguese? Should I get into Portuguese? De rosa. De rosa. Yes. I just hate that they only had like the basic. And when I say basic, they had numbers, colors, I think articles of clothing. Der Kuchen. Der Kuchen. Der Kuchen. Der Dinosaurio. Dinosaurio. If I get into Portuguese, I mean, that's going to be that's going to be hard too. Der Fisch. Der Fisch. Dinossauro. Dinossauro. Die Familie. Der Bloem. Der Bloem. Dinossauro. Dinossauro. Don't get me stuck on another language now. Die Brille. Because when I see something is a little challenging, it makes me want to learn it more. Das Märchen. Das Märchen. Märchen. It makes me want to learn it more so I could feel accomplished. Like, I got it. I got it. The Saft. The Saft. The Schlussel. 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 The Schlussel or the Schlussel. Schlussel. Your Schlussel. Schlussel or Schlussel. Sorry about that, y'all. Use Duolingo. It's a good app for learning other languages. Keys is Chavez, and in Spanish is Llaves. So it's Chavez and Llaves. Why am I comparing Portuguese to Spanish? I don't know. But the only thing I don't like about when I had Duolingo is, sorry about the noise, y'all. The only thing about when I tried Duolingo is I constantly forgot. I would always forget to do my lesson. Zitron. The truck was blowing because it was a kid keep kind of dotting out in the street. Der Hut. Yeah, and then on Duolingo, if you forget, it's like it's gonna remind you. It's gonna remind you, but it's just I forget to do the little apps. Der Mann. And that's why I like flashcards, because it's something that I could like have on me. So when I'm doing things like this, waiting for my son to take his violin lesson, or when I'm at a doctor's appointment or something, I can just take the flashcards out. Yeah, it'll be like you lost or something like that, and you be like, I forgot and mine was set really simple. Like I was supposed to be doing like 15 minutes a day, and I still wasn't doing it. Die Musik. Das Geld. And I like going over these too, because when I do the short stories in my target language, yeah, to say you lost your streak. And I'd be like, what? It makes me mad at myself, because I'd be like, I forgot. Die Milch. I like doing flashcards because sometimes when I'm doing the short stories, some of these words actually come up in the stories, and I'll be like, I know that one. And then it's like, you're sitting there like, you got to stop everything around you, because you're like, I know this word. Don't nobody help me. Nobody else in the room knows it, but you just don't want anybody to interrupt your thought process. Like, nobody remind me. I know this word. And when it comes to you, you're like, that's it. Die Maus. Die Nacht. And I know I might not be pronouncing these exactly the way they go, but just by me seeing the word, that helps me, because like I said, when I'm trying to read later, when I see it, I already associate the picture with what I see. So I know what it's saying, and then I work on the details. Night is Noit. En español es noche, noit. Die Zahlen, die Zahlen. De Sla, Vanzug, Sla. It's just like in Spanish. Noche, en la noche. The Bleistift. Now I know this one really good because we went over school supplies. This Bleistift. The park. The park. You're gonna be my Portuguese teacher. you're gonna you're gonna be my Portuguese teacher. When I get my Portuguese set, I'm gonna actually come back on here and do a video and say, I got my Portuguese ready to start. Der Spielplatz. Spielplatz. Der Spielplatz. Yep, you're going to be my Portuguese teacher. Der Roboter. Roboter. Yeah, that's for, let me see which one you're talking about. The park is the park. The, like, playground is different. The playground is the Spielplatz. The Spielplatz. And the park is the park. Die Schuhe. The Schuhe. Did you just put in the chat Michelle Obama? Why would you say that? I look nothing like a Michelle Obama, okay? Zapato, so in español es zapato with a Z. Con Z, zapato. Zapatos. Y en portugués es sapato. Okay. So I might do all right at Portuguese. I might do okay. The Edbir. So like kind of like berry. The Edbir. They keep telling the baby not to run. Hold his hand, please, because y'all are scaring me. They're scaring me. They grabbed his hand. They were scaring me for a minute there, y'all. So who is Michelle Obama? Michelle Obama was the first lady with Barack Obama, the former president of the United States was Barack Obama, and his wife was Michelle Obama. His wife is Michelle Obama. The Schneeman. The Schneeman. The Schneeman. I don't know, some passerbyers, I don't know. Das Meer. Das Meer. Der Coolie. Der Coolie. Der Coolie, and I learned how to say Kugelschreiber and Stift. Kugelschreiber. Cineta. And en español, la pluma. La pluma o no. Slip my mind right now. La pluma. Like ka. caneta. Dezoog, dezoog, das Spielzeug, Spielzeug, de tiger, the tiger. It's more like a normal C. Okay. Der Baum, der Baum. Die Socken, die Socken. Das T-Shirt, das T-Shirt. You're pretty fast. You are fast. So, okay, so that's the same in Spanish. Camisa. Socks is calcetines. Tree, I believe, is árbol. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing. These, because like I said, it's like our Spanish is a little different. I noticed that when I was talking to some people in Spanish, and they was like, my Spanish is wrong, and then it took somebody else saying, no, you're speaking, what they said, they were speaking, I forgot, Puerto Rican Spanish, and I was speaking Mexican Spanish. So that's why some of my words I get kind of mixed up. So they were saying like, no, she's saying it right for Mexican, and you're saying it right for Puerto Ricans say it this way, but Mexicans say it this way. The Zahnbürste, the Zahnbürste, Zahnbürste, toothbrush. Si hablo español de mexicano. Escoba de diente. En español es cepillo de dientes. Cepillo de dientes. I like you being in the chat. You're really making me think. You're really making me think. I hope I see you again in the chat sometimes. Fast edits. At first I was wondering like F4ST. Is your name Fast Edits? I like you being in the chat. Because at first I was saying F4. Die Farben. Das Gemüse. Das Gemüse. Das Vase. Die Frau. Hell. Danke. You are fast. Gross. This is the B that I tell everybody about. It's like they have this other letter that we don't have here. It looks like a B, but it has like a little space at the bottom. And it makes more of a S sound or a SH sound. So it's gross. I'll look it up and see. Klein. Yeah, that's for big. Klein is little. And in Espanol is gros is grande. Sandra D, congratulations on your 2K. So it's grande y pequeño en portugués. En español es grande y pequeño. Sober, sober, clean, clean. No, it's clean for clean. Saber for clean. Limpia. And then this one is dirty. En portugués es limpo. En español es limpio. And then dirty, schmutz, schmutzig, schmutzig, nass, trocken. It's almost time for my son to come out. Kalt. This is just a quick review. I like to do quick reviews like throughout the day. Vam. So instead of saying warm, they say vam because the W makes the V. Vam, vam, warm, warm, vam. Schlafend, schlafend. Oh, yeah, see, it's the same in español. Frío and calor. Like mucho calor. Very hot. And then I tried to tell somebody one day, they kept saying it was caliente outside, caliente, and I was like, no, that's the wrong form of hot. And then they tried to tell me, like, you think you know Spanish, you don't know Spanish, and I was trying to just correct them because I know they're saying it wrong, but they was like, caliente, it's mucho caliente out here, and I was like, no, it's mucho calor, mucha color, but nobody likes to take my language learning seriously. They see it as like I said, they see it as one or two things. Either they're irritated by the fact that I like to learn languages, or they get competitive. So they will have to mention everybody they know that speak the language. They will have to tell me that they know the language, even if I listen to them and I'll be like, you're saying it wrong. But whatever. See, caliente is like when you touch the stove and it's hot or something like that. Caliente. Pero when you're outside and it's hot, it's mucho calor. Or if the inside of the house, like the temperature is hot, it's calor. See. Flowers. I'm still trying to get that CH. It's like at the back of the mouth, so it's like I have to remind myself when I'm reading it, like traurig, traurig, laut, laut, ruhig, ruhig, wach, wach, hungrig, hungrig. So when you're hungry, it's hungrig, hungrig. Durstig. Instead of thirsty, is durstig, durstig. Malen, malen. See, tengo sed, like I'm thirsty. Tengo sed. Thank you, Sandra D. Again, congratulations. Lesson, lesson. This is when you're reading a lesson. Laufen, laufen. Radfahren, Radfahren, singing, singing, corriendo. Y en español es correr. I'm gonna have to really look into this whole Portuguese thing because a lot of the words you're saying pretty much sounds either close to Spanish or the same thing. Sí, es correr. To run. Buchstabieren. 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 Sí, mean the same thing. Schlafen, 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 schlafen. Schwimmen, 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 schwimmen. Reden, reden. Waschen, waschen. Like washing. Waschen, waschen, waschen. Zu was? Zu was sehen. Gehen. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I'm gonna put that one to the side with the crayon. I have to put these two to the side because I need to work on those too. For what? Washing the hands? Washing? Lavando? Lavando mis manos. Washing my hands. Schreiden. 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 I'm gonna get these, y'all. I'm gonna get them. Werfen. Werfen. So in Portuguese it's as manos. Lavando as manos. Kicking. Kicking. Spielen. Spielen. Lachen. 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 Laughing. Zuhoren. Zuhoren. Springen. Springen. Jump, 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 jumping. Springen, springen. En español es salta, salta. Springen. Given, given, given. Sí, en español es salta, salta. Jump, jump, jump. Salto. Fliegen. Fliegen. I hope the wrong person don't see this live because then they're going to get in their head like, oh, she over there saying different language. I'm going to learn Portuguese too. And or even if I don't learn it, I'm just going to tell people that I speak Portuguese too. And I'm going to learn how to say hello and goodbye in Portuguese so that I can top her. Like, that's how people do me. Like, they feel like they have to just... That's why I surprise some people sometimes when they start spewing off and saying like, oh, I speak 5 languages. And then when I start talking to them in another language, they be like, or either they would say the same line over and over again. So is it the same thing? Essen, eating, essen, essen. essen, eating, trinken, trinken. Oi, oi is hi. I'm trying to see how to pronounce that. Ciao is bye. Comiendo is eating. In español is comiendo. Comiendo, or to eat is like comer. But if you're saying eating is comiendo. Zeisnen. 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 I'm gonna get it, y'all. I'm gonna get it. Tanzen. Tanzen. And what I'll do is the ones that I feel like I'm really not pronouncing good, what I do is when I get home tonight before I go to bed, I will actually put them in the translator and start playing it over and over again to get the pronunciation. So some people think that this is all I do is just flashcards, and they'll say what you need to do is what you need to do. I've been studying languages for years. I know exactly what works for me. You have to do what works for you. And what works for me is me actually doing flashcards and seeing the picture and seeing the word, seeing the picture, seeing the word, and then trying to read it. Then go to the translator and hear the way it's pronounced, and then start going over the flashcards again with the pronunciation. If I write anything down, I write down on the side of it how I think it may sound. So if I notice that that little funny looking B sounds more like an S, I would actually write it in parentheses. I would write it how it sounds. Zalen, Zalen. Kochen, 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 Kochen. I already did this one. So, yeah. So we just went over all of these. We went over 105 German vocabulary words. 105 German vocabulary words we just went over, and I think we did pretty good. For somebody who is just getting into this whole German thing and really trying, I just went over, you said, girl, what you do? I just went over my German cards, what I was supposed to be doing this morning, and I let my emotions take the best of me, so I deleted the live from this morning, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do what a friend of mine told me to do. They said what you need to do is actually break the video down, do another video where you talk about your experience with autism, because people need to hear your story. And then they told me what you need to do after that is do another video where you break down your meningitis story, because some people out there need to hear that. So I deleted my live from this morning. And I went to check on the young lady who I was watching her video yesterday, and it appears that she deleted her video where she was talking about her story with autism. And I really hate she did that, because a lot of people out here can relate to that story. And like I said this morning, I was not accepted in a lot of places when my son was diagnosed with autism. And to see people criticizing and talking about her because her son has a learning disability, it really hurt me to my heart. Because later on down the line, she's going to find out that her son can do something spectacular. And she's going to have to be there to watch all of his hiccups. And as a parent, you don't want to see your child go through the hard times, the struggles, struggling to get their words out, struggling to be accepted by their peers, struggling to be in these class settings if you know they have an issue with communication. It's hard as a parent. Thank you, Tam Tam. And I like the way you. Did y'all know Tam Tam know how to braid like that? She was braiding her daughter's hair before school, and I was like, all right now, I wish I lived closer. I was like, girl, you hooked me up. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. But thank you. My hair finally got a little long enough where they can catch it. So I was like, please do something with this. Um, hey Eric. Yep. So I'm gonna do another video probably next week where I break down my story with autism with my oldest son. He is now 24 years old. Some people really want to hear that story because when he was diagnosed with autism, it was frowned upon. People criticized me and my son. We stopped being invited to family functions. We stopped being invited to children's parties and things of that nature. We were seen as the outcasts. I see you know how to edit when I saw your name, Fast Edits. So we just went over all these flashcards in German, and when I get home, I'm gonna type into my translator some of these words that I still struggle with, and I'm going to keep working on my pronunciation. I'm going to keep working on my phrases, my chunks. I'm a little bit, how do I say, I don't want to share too much on this platform. Eric, so you get it. I'm going to do another video where I go more into detail because, like I said, my son is 24 years old now, and autism was not spoken about that much when he was diagnosed. So, yeah. And I've learned that on this platform, when you share your story or when you're sharing your hobbies, you're going to come across a lot of criticism. You're going to come across a lot of negative comments, things of that nature. But I have to be true to myself because I feel like my creator may have given me the story that he gave me because he knew that I was going to one day eventually be able to share it with someone else and it may be able to help someone else. So for the people that want to do videos and want to be a content creator, I will say this: do not let the people that are hungry for a view or hungry for a negative reaction get to you, because it sure almost got to me. But I had to check myself. I really had to check myself and say, this is not me. I am the type of person where when I have gone through something, I don't want to see somebody else go through it, or I don't want to see somebody else hurt going through it. So if me telling my story, if me showing people this is what it looks like when you go through leukemia, these are the days you may have. You're going to have your hard days. You're going to have your good days. These are the things I did to help me. If me telling my story offends you or makes you feel as though you need to prove a point, you need to prove that you're better than me in some way, then just log off. Log off. Because this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want, especially when it comes to people who are connected to me. Log off. Because this girl who went through meningitis, vertigo, and leukemia can get you told in more than one language. So yeah. With that being said, gracias por ver. Thanks for watching. Adios. Bye. Don't forget to thumbs up, share, comment, whatever y'all want to do. Yeah. We in this together. We're going to learn some German together. My baby coming out of music class, so I will see you guys next time. Gracias por ver. Adios. Bye.